So we'll talk a little bit about pivots now, because aside from walking, pivots are one of the most fundamental things that we do in this dance. For the leaders, when you go to pivot your follower, you want to feel that the turning starts from your core, from the center of your body, and works its way up. So if you take a look, if I were pivoting my follower, this is what it would look in my body. My feet need to be anchored to the floor. So if I'm also pivoting myself and trying to pivot my follower, there's going to be less strength in my lead. She's going to feel that the lead is not as clear as if I have an anchored point to start with. It doesn't matter if I'm on one foot or the other. You also see in my body that when I pivot my follower, my hips are also moving and something's happening in my knees. So really my whole body is leading her to pivot rather than just turning my shoulders or just my upper body. My whole body works to do that. So the way the spiral works is the feet are the fixed point, and as you go up the body, you see more and more turn. Again, it's being initiated from here, not from my shoulders, right? For the followers, you're going to take that spiral and turn it upside down so that more of the fixed point is in the shoulder and arms and head, and then as you work your way down the body, there's more and more pivot until you get to the standing foot. So if we do just as an exercise, if she's holding onto my arms like this, I'm going to put her on one foot or the other. When I turn, as I was just doing, she's going to pivot on her standing foot. Right, she's pivoting her hips and her standing leg, and just the other one is just going along for the ride. We always pivot over the ball of one foot or the other, right? Then we can try it on the other leg. Again, she's trying to keep the arms and shoulders more or less fixed, and then initiating that pivot from starting at the armpit. So the rib cage is turning along with the hips, and that's important. Sometimes followers just turn the hips without turning the rib cage, but you need to allow the rib cage and the entire spine to pivot as well. Otherwise, you're not going to get the range of motion, right? So whatever embrace we're in, anytime we do a pivot, that's what we want to feel. So again, the leaders have the fixed point in the foot. For the followers, you're pivoting the foot and the hips and the rib cage, but trying to keep the upper body a little bit more fixed towards the leader.